Nigeria needs $15 million annually to match Brazil, South Africa in statistical performance, says World Bank. Nigeria's sovereign sukuk generates 1.09 trillion naira for infrastructure growth. Oil prices up, tighter supply risks, views a mix, and Trump's auto tariff impact. While Asia-Pacific markets track Wall Street declines as Trump unveils tariffs on auto imports. The program is Business Express, reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. I am Benny Adams, and on the conversation we will be joined by a farmer and industrialist to talk about agro production and exports in Nigeria. Good to have you join us at this time, and it's that time we bring you up to speed with the happenings in the world of business from the market square to the boardrooms. And we'll start by telling you that the World Bank has recommended that Nigeria invest between $10 million and $15 million annually to upgrade its national statistical system and bring it in line with countries like Brazil, South Africa, Mexico, and Colombia. This was disclosed by the World Bank practice manager for West and Central Africa, Joan Mistian, during a visit to the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Senator Abubakar Atiku Bagudu. According to him, Nigeria's statistical performance lags behind its aspirational peers and requires consistent funding to close the gap. He stated that an annual investment of between $10 to $15 million will significantly enhance the country's capacity to produce timely, high-quality data for development planning and policy reforms. Now, the federal government has inaugurated a committee to ensure effective implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area, that is the AfCFTA, to strengthen trade and economic growth. The Minister of Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduole, while inaugurating the AfCFTA Central Coordination Committee in Abuja, said the AfCFTA represents more than just a trade agreement, as it is a bold vision of integration, prosperity, and inclusive growth across the African continent, adding that with a market value of 1.4 billion people and a combined gross domestic product of $3.4 trillion, the market offers Nigeria and indeed the whole of Africa an unprecedented opportunity to reposition itself in a global economy.
The work ahead of us is both urgent and essential. The world is watching how Africa rises, and Nigeria must lead by example. Indeed, that is why Mr. President was commended, as Mr. Kala noted, in Addis Ababa last year for his role in championing digital trade. This is an area that Nigerian youth in particular are competitive, and because of that, he's given a priority mandate to this ministry to make sure that we deliver on that mandate and make it happen for Nigerian youth.
Members of the team, we've all pledged to see that we do this for the benefit of Nigeria and to make sure that Nigeria continue to lead the African continent. So please let us dedicate ourselves, because there's no longer room for we cannot do it. With the inauguration of this committee, I can assure you that it's something that we can do, and we have to make sure that we do it very well.
Now, the committee, which consists of both private and the public sectors, is expected to track transparency and ensure delivery of impactful outcomes. Now, total credit to the private sector in Nigeria declined to 73.66 trillion naira, marking a consecutive monthly drop in lending to businesses and individuals. This is according to data released by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The latest figures from the Apex Bank show a downward trend in credit extension, with private sector loans decreasing from 74.92 trillion naira in January 2025 and 75.96 trillion in December 2024. And still talking finances, the Debt Management Office says the federal government of Nigeria has successfully raised a total of 1.09 trillion naira through the sovereign sukuk since its debut in 2017. The funds have been allocated towards critical infrastructure projects, including roads and bridges across the country. Director General of the DMO, Patience Oniha, revealed that the latest series aims to raise approximately 300 billion to finance capital projects. And the House of Representatives Committee on Nigeria-China Parliamentary Friendship Group is ramping up efforts to deepen economic ties among the two countries, with focus on industry, education, and research. Ignatius Nko reports that at a meeting with top Chinese investors, the committee pushed for a robust transfer of technology from China to Nigeria.
To have a joint establishment of a Nigeria-China university, kind of a scholarship running between Nigeria, China through the ZPAC free trade zone.
We have a special policy called 引进来走出去. 引进来 means we inviting the people, the resources from overseas coming to China, including the exchange part.
A resource that we have, which is lithium, is of very importance to China.
Now, from solid minerals to agriculture. If as a patriotic Nigerian you are alarmed by the fact that the country is annually spending about $3 billion on wheat importation, you have every reason to have that feeling. However, the good news emanating from Borno State is nothing short of heartwarming, as wheat harvesting on 500 hectares of mega wheat farm within Jerebol at the outskirts of Maiduguri, the state capital, has commenced in earnest, conveniently ranking the state among major wheat producers in the country. Tina Turu has more on this initiative.
After months of hard work, commitment, and investment in time, energy, money, and other resources, it is now time for a bumper harvest on the 500 hectares mega wheat farm out of the 20,000 hectares earmarked for the project within the Jere Bowl, an initiative of the Borno State government as part of the economic recovery plan, in addition to boosting wheat production in the country. 2 mechanized harvesters were mobilized to do the job at no cost to the farmers, mainly to minimize post-harvest losses, as the Secretary to the State Government, Bukati Jani, alongside the Commissioner of Agriculture, Bao Musami, and other stakeholders flagged off the exercise.
We are having more than 30% post-harvest losses annually in production in Nigeria. Once if you add that 30% post-harvest losses back into our daily food requirements, we are definitely going to address food availability, food affordability, and food accessibility. Thereby, we are going to address food insecurity sufficiently.
The farmers are expected to reserve seeds for the next farming season, as they keep 80% of the harvest, while government takes 20%.
One of what we achieve best is the reclamation of the degraded land by flood. Now this land is ready for rainy season and as well for the next irrigation period as well.
We are able to produce more wheat. That will help us to reduce the import costs, which will going to be in the midst of Nigerians and the Borno State.
The September 2024 flood disaster, which affected most communities in the Jere Bowl, presented an opportunity for the state government to return to the drawing board.
This is our first time farming wheat, but since the bumper harvest, we will continue to farm wheat. This has helped me reclaim my source of livelihood after I lost everything to the flood.
The initiative has brought succor to a people recovering from the throes of insurgency, grappling with climate change, a devastating flood, amidst other challenges.
Now, Asia Pacific markets track Wall Street declines as Trump unveils tariffs on auto imports. It's over to you, Maria. How are other markets looking like this morning, particularly Africa?
The markets are mixed. Africa is downward this morning. We have European stocks which are expected to open sharply as Trump threatens far larger tariffs if European Union and Canada unite to do economic harm to the U.S. Germany's DAX to start trading at 22,839 basis points. We have FTSE open at 0.30% or 8,689. We have the CAC of France at 8,030. Asia markets traded mixed on Thursday. China's industrial profits dropped 0.3% at start of year as tariff risks loom. Nikkei 225 of Japan is at 37,799 basis points or 0.60%. We have Shanghai Composite at 3,373 or 0.15% higher. Hang Seng Index also in green at 0.63% or 23,631 points. Stock futures in the United States mostly downward as investors weigh news of President Donald Trump's 25% tariff aimed at foreign cars. The Dow is up 0.10% right there. We have S&P 500 in red at 0.03%. Nasdaq Composite reflects this at 0.20%. Africa markets in the red this morning. We have South Africa JSE Top 40 downward at 0.18%. We have Namibia All-Share Index following suit at 0.13%. That's it for Global Market today. I am Maria Aduzakar. It's back to Bing.
Thank you very much, Maria, for that update. And this is where we end this edition of Business Express. We value your feedback, so keep the comments, observations, and suggestions coming. Be informed that all previous episodes are available on our social media platforms. Do keep updated with us tomorrow for another fresh edition.